I know all about movies.
And now I come.
So, there I was, sitting with my cold Coke and freshly delivered bucket of fried chicken wings, about to watch my favorite 5-hour series of essays on something that had recently caused outrage in the latest children's movie, when my brother Chris asked if I would go with him to a double screening of Barbieheimer. I asked, "What the is Barbieheimer?" He said it was a double viewing, where you watch one movie for entertainment and the other one because the internet says you have to. Obviously, I knew Barbie, so I had to look up what Oppenheimer was. It turned out to be a black and white guy with a nuclear bomb in the background, and since I like war, I said, "Okay, let's go."
Thought and analysis.
After the screening, Mike told me to share my thoughts about the film on the internet, and that reviews are the most demanding, difficult, and least profitable kind of videos on the web. But I am not afraid of anything, so I'm taking this on my chin. So I didn't like the movie. It was boring and nothing happened. Nolan is done.
Plot.
So the theater where I saw the movie sells great popcorn, perfectly salty, with the perfect amount of melted butter. The nachos tasted like regular ones from the store, and they came with this disgusting, watered-down sauce. By the way, I still don't really know what the movie was about. People were mostly talking to each other about some political bullshit in physics. It's a shame that no one even tried to stop for a moment and explain what was going on. Astrophysicists aren't the only group of people that watch movies. I would appreciate it if someone explained to a simple, ordinary viewer, using a pen and paper, what the reaction of the decay of atomic nuclei into two parts with similar masses, accompanied by the emission of neutrons and gamma quanta, is. May Nolan have mercy.
Bomb explosion.
However, there was one thing that excited me. I had previously watched trailers and promotional materials praising the large atomic bomb explosion awaiting us in the film. They said that the explosion was done with practical effects, which is always a good thing, and that it was big. And a big explosion always excites me. So you can imagine my disappointment when it turned out that the explosion was really underwhelming. I could only hear Oppenheimer's mouth breathing. Sound was delayed because the explosion could be heard 20 seconds later after it happened on the screen. They must have had damaged audio or something. And yes, I get it. The movie is about the creator of the atomic bomb and his internal moral conflict. And I understand that Oppenheimer contributed to the death of 120,000 people in Japan. But really, couldn't the explosion have been made bigger and louder?
Why IMAX?
I also don't understand why IMAX cameras were used in this film. For some reason, the creators decided that dialogue, conflict, emotions, and historical events would be exciting enough to watch them on the big screen and pay extra money for the ticket. When I go to a big cinema event, I want 3 simple things: big explosions, big action, and big noise. I don't want to see someone's face on a 16-foot screen for 3 hours.
Interpretation.
And I must admit, film was quite subtle at times, and I think not everyone could understand what was going on in some scenes. So for those more confused, I will try to explain everything. If the shaky camera is activated, it means that the character feels uncomfortable. A large, bright flash marks the height of the main character's discomfort and general confusion. I don't know if you've noticed, but this bright flash resembles the flash of an atomic bomb explosion. The scene in the interrogation room caused a lot of controversy. I think it was very necessary, and probably not everyone understood its hidden message. The point was, Oppenheimer felt deprived of his privacy in front of the comedy. Do you understand? And that speech scene where Robert steps on a burned body? The point was that from now on, he was in real shit. Do you remember this female character played by Emily Blunt? She was an alcoholic. Did you notice?
Acting.
Cillian Murphy was constantly moping around and staring weirdly at the screen. Casey Affleck kinda creeped me out. Gary Oldman was pretty funny. And Matt Damon character number 70 was pretty cool.
Potential sequels?
I liked the scene where Robert finally accepted his destiny and put on his iconic costume. I'm just wondering what new costume the creators will prepare for him in the next part. And there will be a next part. There was a post-credit scene in which they announced the appearance of John Fitzgerald Kennedy.
Summation.
The movie was quite boring and disappointing, but I felt sorry for the main character. I don't think he realized the consequences of what he did. And that deep, poetic quote? And how he cried on TV? I felt horrible. I did read somewhere on the internet that Oppenheimer never regretted building the bomb and considered it a necessity during World War II. And according to his brother Frank, during the first test of the bomb, Robert only said, "I guess it worked." But this is fake news. I give Oppenheimer 9 out of 10.
Like and subscribe.